Yo, hello everybody. I hope you're good. My name is Witness Mdaka. I'm a businessman, a property investor, as well as the author of this book. It's more than just money, a guide to escaping the rat race and building generational wealth. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Remember to subscribe, click on the like button, as well as share the video with as many people as possible. And then also comment and let me know what your thoughts are. Now, today I'm going to talk about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, the art of starting and growing a business. Taking a risk, starting a business, employing people, selling products, and making money, right? So a lot of times when we think about entrepreneurship, we think about it as literally what I've just described it as. Somebody who is a proprietor, or somebody who is an enterprising individual deciding to start a business, design a product, or provide a certain service and sell it so that he could make money and therefore employ people, grow the business, so on and so forth. But there's something else that we hardly ever consider, and the fact that there are some people that are in jobs right now that literally are entrepreneurs. Because if you think of entrepreneurship, it is not just what I have described only. Entrepreneurship is also a mindset. Now, somebody could be sitting in a job right now thinking, if I'm making 5,000 rands from my employer, that's all I'm ever going to make. And then somebody else could be sitting there and thinking, well, my employer could be paying me 5,000 rands, but I can make a lot more than that by providing another product or service elsewhere. Right? And then by the same line or understanding, we have to look at the fact that when you are inside a business, you're literally providing a service to your employer. Now, somebody might look at it and say, but no, I'm not providing a service to my employer. I'm providing a service to his customers. But the main customer that you have as an employer. Now, and before I get into that, I'd like to say, if you have a job, congratulations, you are also an entrepreneur. Now, let's get back to what I wanted to say. So if you are an employed individual working for a small or big business, right, you are literally providing a service to your first customer, which is your employer or your boss. Now, let me break that down a bit. So say, for instance, I'm employed in a certain company as an administrator. That would mean that myself, Witness Mdaka, I am providing administrative services to my employer, who in turn pays me for the service that I provide. So which means the more I give of myself and my services to my boss, I'm saying to him, I'm looking after you as my customer. So my mindset around that will be, I'm doing whatever it takes to keep my customer happy. I'll get there on time, I'll do what I'm supposed to do, and I'll put in the extra mile to make sure that the work is done, and it is done exceptionally. And in turn, my boss is going to pay me for the service that I provided to him. So when I wake up in the morning, instead of saying to myself, I'm going out to work as an administrator, I'm literally going to say, I'm going out to serve my customer. I'm going out to serve my customer. And if I've got this customer that I look after so well, right, then I can start thinking about, how do I grow my client base? How many other customers can I have? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to have 5 other employers or 5 other jobs. It literally means that my mindset would have been transformed to the point that I literally have capacity to think outside my normal employ and say, how do I then find other ways of serving more customers other than the one that I already have working for as an administrator, right? And then we could make another example and say, if I'm serving my boss's clients, literally I'm looking after my clients. I'm not just looking after my boss's clients. Now, these clients belong to my boss, who is my client by the definition that I gave you earlier on. Now, my engagement with them, I'm not just engaging with customers. I'm engaging with my clients' customers, and therefore these clients are ultimately my clients. So meaning the clients of my customer are also my clients, right? So I worked in the marketing industry. I worked for a youth marketing company a couple of years ago, 8 or so years ago. And when we were working there, when we had a brief, right, from a client would come to us and say, this is the campaign that I have for this product that I want to get to the market. My client is varsity students. Now, at the time, we worked with varsity students because we ran a youth marketing company. How we would look at it is those students were our clients. And by virtue of them being our client, it happened because they are the client of our client. So our client would come to us and say, I want to reach these people. Help me reach them. So therefore, we were employed by the client to reach these people. And we would in turn find ways to create campaigns that would help the client reach those students. By the same token, how I looked at it was, I myself working within that company, right? I'm serving the client, my boss, number one, who was my client, and I'm serving my boss's client, who was the main client, and I'm also serving the students who are my clients. So everybody there in that entire chain literally is the client of the employee, if you think about it in that manner. So what I'm trying to say to you is, whether you are employed in the business or you are working for yourself, your mindset has got to be, I'm an entrepreneur, and therefore I'm going to serve everybody that is going to need my services. Be it my boss, be it my boss's client, or be it my boss's client's client. Everybody in that chain is my client. And therefore, ultimately, I'm an entrepreneur as well. Now, the question will be, how do I grow from there and test my entrepreneurial journey and gusto further, right? And then now that would be tested by me, obviously, eventually starting my business. But the mindset has to be that of an entrepreneur. And it starts by service. It starts by providing value at the place where you are. If you're working somewhere right now, I'd like to ask you a question. What kind of value are you providing? The minute you find yourself absolutely providing value and being paid for that value, you're an entrepreneur and you need to start thinking as one. Now, I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know where you're commenting from. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Cheers, my friends. I wish you prosperity.